It's like midnight 15, and I don't care. Mea Innocentia. Nope. Not in the mood for that. So I just wanted to have a chill stream to update you guys on what's been going on and some thoughts and some strategy for the platform following the permanent Facebook banning. I haven't done this yet because I didn't want to just do yet another one of those videos where a guy that just got banned from a major platform, does the mea culpa and the big depressing blah video. That's not what this is going to be. So I was just waiting to come up with something constructive, and lo and behold, a few hours ago, a guy that I follow named David Stewart, who I've invited on the platform and will hopefully get to talk to soon. He is an excellent commentator on the state of media and movies and Hollywood, and he's a book author, a fiction writer. He's got a great mind and a fantastic ability to analyze sort of pop culture and movies and media. And the absolute hands down best reviews of most popular movies that I have ever seen anywhere. Definitely follow him for that. This time, though, he wrote an article on his blog about the dangers of social media in 2020, what you need to know as a creator or a user. And I mean, it just came at the exact right time. Well, maybe it should have come a few days earlier for me, but I wanted to, rather than do like a depressing mea culpa video, I wanted to start with just a simple reading of this article, followed by a little bit of commentary, followed maybe with a little bit of, next steps for us here. So let me just give you guys a reading of this article, and we'll go from there. Okay, David V. Stewart, The Dangers of Social Media in 2020, What You Need to Know as a Creator or a User. Following up on some recent videos and live streams regarding social media, here is what you need to know as either a creator or as just a user or both regarding social media platforms in 2020. And we're going to skip sort of the intro. He says, this may seem like weird advice coming from a dude who hawks his books on Twitter and YouTube constantly, uses his real name, and can't seem to step away from the computer without publishing something on social media, but the advice is worth considering, especially if you are just a user of social media and don't run a YouTube channel. Terms of service are a red herring. In other words, the terms of service for these platforms are there to make you think that there exists a certain rule set for the use of the platform, when in reality, there are no rules at all and everything is subject to the whims of employees in the moment. Think about it. The meaning of TOS is subject to what the company says. It is their prerogative if they want to enforce it or not, or in what way. They are also necessarily vague and contain no specifics whatsoever. Things like hate speech are purely interpretive. This is by design. But even that is a distraction. Spending your time trying to wonder what the employees of SockNet Inc. think constitutes hate speech is a waste of time. Thinking about what truth you must avoid uttering to keep your channel is a waste of time. The truth is, it's not about what you say. It's about who you are and what you represent. If you are deemed opposed to the desired order, there is nothing you can do to avoid being shit-canned. You can be banned at any time for any reason. Any appeal is just another distraction designed to get you to waste your time and energy on something that cannot be changed. It is a classic tactic of the left. Appeal to a set of rules that you insist the other side must follow, while you acknowledge no rules whatsoever. It gets your enemies to weaken their speech or actions in some anticipation of a thing that isn't subject to their behavior at all. The terms of service do not matter, and asking why someone got banned is equally pointless. There are no rules. What is signaled to be acceptable speech today will be anathema tomorrow. Each platform represents a technical monopoly with little or no competition. On a basic level, technical monopolies are those that occur because a monopoly is either inevitable, most efficient, or the only possibility within certain economic sphere. Your neighborhood roads must necessarily be singular roads, thus they cannot be subject to regular market competition that produces a diversity of offerings. You can't have competing roads going in front of your house without a huge loss of efficiency and wasted space. Social media has arrived at a point with three main players offering three different products: Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. These offer real-life social media, public microblogging, and user-generated video, respectively. Each of these arrives at the technical monopoly status because the point of social media is to interact with other people. Everyone is on Facebook because everyone is on Facebook. If you want to share photos, etc. with your real-life friends, that is the platform you must be on. Going to something like Minds, which might have similar functionality, is pointless because your friends don't use it. Likewise, users want to go to one place to see content of a particular category. They don't want to have to check Facebook and 20 competitors to check up on their friends. Likewise, they don't want to have to post to 20 different sites. It's the same with the other two platforms. Lastly, several of the companies, Twitter and YouTube, actually lose money on paper, which means starting up a similar service means you are competing against a company that literally cannot lose enough money to fold. What this means is that whether you like it or not, you are bound to use the bigger platforms if you want to experience social media in the standard way. If you get banned, you are banned from that category of content entirely. BitChute is an amazing platform that has done considerable good, especially considering how little money they have used to build the platform, but its functionality isn't at YouTube's level yet, and more importantly, it has less users. That means as a video content producer, if you are not using YouTube, you are shooting yourself in the foot. You are resigning yourself to having far fewer people watch your videos. Honestly, I can't talk tonight, probably because it's late. Honestly, it is the same with Amazon. If I avoid Amazon out of some self-important moral objection to their politics, I'm acquiescing to selling no books. When I go wide, 99% of my sales are through Amazon. Being banned from a platform as a creator has significant negative consequences. Even users have big losses from being banned, as they can no longer use things like Facebook Marketplace, which has largely sucked up the space formerly held by Craigslist. The core functionality is severely damaged. When I mean functionality, I mean from the user-creator perspective. The core functionality of social media from the company's perspective is to gather user data to provide targeted ads. The loss of functionality is the result of both the monopoly status of these companies, as well as the conflict between the company interest and the desired product the consumer is asking for. If the company gives the user what it wants, things like a chronological feed, they cannot as effectively force targeted ads onto the user. It gets worse than this when you realize that the employees who administer the service are disconnected from the profit motive and the users themselves, to the point where, as mentioned above, they often lose money. The employees, who are highly converged, view the purpose of the site in political terms. The site should exist to promote the right ideas, not allow people to discuss conflicting ideas in neutral space. It gets worse than this when you realize that the employees who administer the service are disconnected from the profit motive and the user... I am having a stroke. Forgive me. I think Facebook is the most egregious example of this loss of functionality. The site began by offering a service people genuinely liked and quickly became addicted to. You could open it up and see what all your friends were up to and interact with them. People love sharing their life events on a variety of scales and enjoy endorphin rushes when people paid attention to them. Over time, though, the service began to change, and these services were not to make the site more enjoyable for users, rather the opposite. First, they made the default experience non-chronological, then removed chronological ordering. This was so they could serve more ads or promoted posts and could control what people saw and when. The result for the user was that he stopped seeing what he wanted to see and his friends stopped seeing his posts. For the creator, he had to now pay Facebook for the privilege of the company showing his content to people who wanted to see it. Naughty users can be shadow banned, as was done to us now on Patreon, by the way. It happens on Twitter too via the same means, thus reducing the need for the outright banning of anyone. At the same time, the users who piled on the service at the beginning of its life have habituated it into their routines and are still addicted to the socially triggered endorphins, only they get much less of them compared to when the site was usable. It gets worse. Since the site is run by ideologues who work for a monopoly, they use the service to program people not just to use the service, but to be social justice NPCs. I caught onto this in 2016, though this is repeated like with BLM humiliation rituals, when my entire friends list spammed the same 5 words after the election of Donald Trump: racist, sexist, Islamophobic, xenophobic, bigot. There was no variation, even in the word order. They had been literally brainwashed by the platform, which was set up to show them agitating news stories by Huffington Post and CNN over and over, since those platforms were boosted by the algorithms and paid the privilege fee. These users were not even remotely aware of how the platform worked to show them the agitprops that consumed them. They, at least in the moment, genuinely thought the site was working the way it did in 2010. Sharing news stories is not only more profitable than user photos, it was also much more effective at keeping users on their platform, as the rush of negative emotions prompted actions seeking relief, just as strong as the need for the addictive social endorphins. The conditioning of users was an added benefit. So, what do you do with Facebook now that it no longer serves its core purpose? The only option is to quit, since there are no alternatives. You can't go to another more functional Facebook if your friends aren't there. You simply take your methadone or you take the black pill. Twitter and YouTube have gone through similar alterations. You can end up quite lonely on Twitter with thousands of followers if nobody ever sees your posts. It's quite demoralizing to lose 80% of your views in a week on YouTube simply because the company decided that you shouldn't have any of your content shown to those who want to see it. My advice. Let me reiterate my advice, hopefully now with more context. Know that your time is limited. This is a mindset, not so much an active way of doing things. You have to adopt that samurai mentality on one side, I am already dead, and also hedge all of your bets on the other. Have accounts on the alt-tech sites, even if they have lower user numbers. Have a Twitter and a YouTube and a Facebook page, even if you focus on one platform. Make sure you run your own blog or website, hosted separately. When you get banned, you can go to the alternative and still have some fun and or still do some business. Number 2, be anonymous if possible. This limits the liability of enemies accosting you outside of the internet for thought crime, or God forbid, doing something like calling the police or CPS on you for voting the wrong way. This also protects you from brainwashed friends doing the same thing, and I can tell you that I now consider most of my Facebook friends a liability in that regard. There are negatives to anonymity on social media, but you don't need to worry about those debates. The first priority is survival, safety, and hopefully fun. Number 3, limit use or avoid use if possible. That means deleting Facebook, using Twitter only on the weekends, and watching BitChute instead of YouTube. Or just reading a book and calling a friend instead of doing any of those things. Personally, I would have already deleted my Facebook if I were not an author. It's simply an unusable shithole of negativity. 99% of my hate mail comes through my Facebook author page, and I don't even like to open the site now. Even my wife, who I reconnected with after college on Facebook, has deleted her account. I'll get to comments as soon as we're done reading. We're almost done with this article. It's a bit too late for me to take all of my own advice. I'm in the position I'm in because I operated under legacy understandings of social media. If you are a new creator or just a user trying to enjoy the internet, you have more options. For me, the problem is trying to run my business with all of these problems going on. On the bright side, if it all comes crashing down, I can start taking my own advice. I can start from ground zero with a pseudonym, build a new channel from the ground up. Thanks, Windows. Relaunch my books with better covers, etc. But I really don't want to do all that. I like being who I am. I like smiling from the camera, but I'll probably be made to suffer for it. Now, in conclusion, the biggest black pill of them all. I hate to end on a low note, but I must mention this. The final arbiter of your personhood online is not SockNet Inc. It is Banking Inc. Payment processors are driving censorship as hard as social media companies. Host your own store on your own site? Great, but what do you do when PayPal, Square, etc. ban you from their platforms? Are you going to deposit checks from your customers? What happens when Chase closes your account because you said bad thing on Twitter? This is a far bigger problem than getting banned on Twitter, and it's already here, so again, consider my advice. I'll quote Steven Erikson, quote, "Every decision you make can change the world. The best life is the one the gods don't notice. You want to live free, boy? Live quietly. I want to be a soldier, a hero. You'll grow out of it." That's from Gardens of the Moon. So that was the article by David Stewart, and it really sort of hit home in the wake of my ban, which, for those that don't know, there was a mass slaying of content creators and groups and social media and Reddit and subreddits on the internet that had anything to do with this term that I can't really mention on YouTube, the spacious Inuit dwelling. And after that ban wave was over, a few friends of mine created a small Facebook group just to sort of meme and sort of laugh at the irony of them, you know, banning and deleting all of these social media accounts and all of these communities around what started out as just kind of like a joke meme thing. And so my friends created a Facebook group called CNN News, and a bunch of people started taking to it as the new name for the spacious Inuit dwelling. And the memes were just hilarious. Spacious Inuit dwelling. If you're not familiar with the meme, look, like, we're on a platform that's censored. If I say the wrong think words, then this channel gets deleted too. Sorry. I don't know what to say. So, you know, hit us up on maybe one of our other socials or join our Discord and we can tell you all about it. Well, no, Discord is Marxist too. Anyway, we'll find a way to communicate it to you. But anyway, so this group of people, it's spelled Booga, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Hawaiian shirt wearing. Anyway, so the CNN News group was supposed to be a meme, a joke, a play on these words where like it doesn't matter, like the name, the Boog name that was caught on because it was funny. It was just a word. It wasn't like these people, it wasn't like the name had any specific meaning to what these people were talking about. It was just funny and entertaining. And so when they banned anything to do with this name, you know, the joke was that, okay, well, the next name is going to be CNN News. Try banning CNN News from everywhere on the internet. Ha ha, that'll be hilarious, right? And then within 48 hours, people were having so much fun that the group had in less than, I think it was about a day, actually, maybe 25 hours, 26 hours or whatever. The group had gone from 0 to over 1,000 members, and the memes were hilarious and we were having a great time. And then, Facebook not only deleted the group, but perma-banned and deleted all of our Facebook accounts. And so I was one of the victims. I was an admin of this group. They decided that I was a member of an organization engaged in terrorist activity or organized criminal activity. And they don't, and I guess it was a group that expresses support for organizations, their leaders, and their violent activities, which of course had nothing really to do with this specific group, but it doesn't matter. Like 13 years of my life deleted in an instant, all the connections, the thousands of followers, all the content, my children's photos, literally everything just instantly gone. Thanks, Facebook. Boy, you're amazing. And I'm not letting this video turn into another one of those. There's too many videos like that out on the internet right now, and this is not going to be one of them. But I wanted to read this article because it really made a lot of really important points for this right now about what people need to understand about these large social media companies. There were 3 or 4 points from there that I wanted to just touch on really quickly. In the article, he said, it's not about what you say, it's about who you are and what you represent. Stop trying to think, and this was my mistake too, I self-censored for years on Facebook trying to be careful not to get banned, and it ended up not mattering even a little bit. Didn't matter even a little bit. I didn't even technically break the rules even a little bit, and I got banned. And this article points that out specifically. If you think you can obey the rules and not get banned, if you think you can obey the rules and still, you know, talk to your friends about things, well, eventually, if they discover who you are, they're going to ban you no matter what, and it's not going to matter at all. And this article really points that out. There are no rules. The rules are an obfuscation. They're a distraction. It's a waste of time. So well said on the article. And it also should make people that have not yet been banned think about something. If you haven't been banned yet, and you aren't, you know, a Marxist lefty, let's say, could it be that you have not been really banned yet because you've not really shown who you are? Has nothing to do with the rules. Again, there are no real rules. That's a distraction. Could it be that you're self-censoring? Think about that. Think about yourself. Think about the things that you might not have said over the past several years on your social media, just because there's always that little silent pressure in the back of your head that makes you just maybe shy away from just saying that 1 or 2 little things, you know, related to that one post you were about to make. Are you not banned yet just because you're hiding who you are and not even realizing it? That's the effect of this type of suppression of ideas and thoughts. Have you been trained by these social media companies, by your news feed better? Have you been trained better than you think you have? I think people think they're resistant to this stuff, but you might want to second guess that. You might want to second guess that. Can somebody tell, we'll get to that in a second. Can somebody tell Ethics in the Matrix server what spacious Inuit dwelling means, please? Okay, the next point from the article that I wanted to touch on was, he said, if you get banned, you are banned from that category of content entirely. And that is what I am experiencing now, and that is what you don't really realize until it happens to you. This is the first time I have been outright perma-banned from any of my socials, any of my platforms, any of that stuff. And I'm losing myself. There we go. And I just wanted to talk about, for the people that have not yet been banned or deleted or whatever from their platforms, I just wanted to briefly, not for the purposes of woe is me. I knew this was coming years ago. I prepared for it. Every scrap of my content has been backed up long before. Like, I never post anything that I don't have a backup copy of. Nothing has been lost. I'm not like, woe is me. Oh, poor me. I got banned. I knew it was coming. And it's because I boldly stand for principle that is in direct contradiction to the principles behind the people working at and running these social media companies. I am the clearest opposition to them, and they don't even realize I'm the clearest opposition. They think their real opposition is like Trump supporters. They think their real opposition is like NRA members. This is a joke. I embody their truest enemy. And so I knew for years that this was coming. I am on their hit list. I will not be on YouTube forever. My time is numbered. The date of my end on YouTube is set. It will happen. Same for Twitch, same for Twitter, same for what else are we on? Mixer. Well, they kind of ripped themselves recently, but maybe even DLive. I hear they can censor people now. So, you know, we're streaming to all these places. We upload videos to these places, but I know in advance that my days are numbered. So I'm not like deluding myself. But being on the outside of a ban, I just wanted to show you. This is the Disenthrall Facebook page. I can't look at it logged in anymore, obviously, because I've been banned. But I just wanted to kind of give you just try and empathize with me for a second. Put yourself in my shoes, looking at this page that I have spent the last 6 years of my life constructing. I have looked at it multiple times every single day of my life for the past 6 years. I have painstakingly curated content, posted things every day, engaged with people. I have built a community on Facebook for Facebook to use to monetize with ads. This page has millions of engagements, and compared to other pages, my page is nothing. But still, I have spent years of my life building a community, giving Facebook millions of engagements from users. And now I can't even log in and see it. I have to look at it logged out. It's like I'm on the outside of the window in the street, staring into the window of my own store that has been taken from me. I just want to let people empathize with that for a moment, because if you are being yourself, if you are showing who you are, and that person is not a Marxist, your time is limited. Your time is numbered too. They will come for you. You will be standing on the outside of your social media account looking in, if it even still exists. I'm lucky that they didn't get my page. They just got my personal. And I'm lucky that I had my producer, who's still an admin on the page, and he can still try and get my content out there. However, and this is important, if you look at my page now, if you look at Disenthrall now, you will probably, if you've been following for a while, you will notice that it has been sanitized. You will not see edgy content on this page anymore. What do you think that does? What the people that are used to seeing it will no longer see it, and the new people that see it will think it's normal that this page doesn't really speak the hard truth anymore. I hate that. And you should hate it even more. If this is me with my tiny page, imagine the other pages that you follow. Imagine the censoring that they've already done that you don't even know happened. Because maybe they haven't been banned yet, but they're just smart enough to keep quiet enough to never get banned. Your entire worldview, when you get your information from social media, is curated not by corporate media, by the social media companies' algorithms themselves. I just wanted to give you this short window into this. The only way to stop yourself from this kind of programming is to get the fuck off of these sites. I don't know what the right answer is. It would be really dumb for me to delete my Facebook page because fully a third of this channel's views comes from Facebook, but I cannot. I either censor it to where it's damn near useless or I delete it. So it's either useless or it's useless. And so maybe I can find some way to make this page not completely useless, even though it's going to be sanitized. Maybe all I do is just post, subtle clues that say, hey, guys, we posted some content somewhere else that you might want to look at, but we can't show you here because you guys are cucks and you're still on Facebook for some reason. Facebook doesn't want you there. If you're the kind of person that would probably follow my page, they don't want you there, but you're going to be there anyway. Just like, a boyfriend who wants his girl to sleep around. Like, they don't want you there, but you're going to be there. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Off the soapbox. My job, my goal with my activism is to reach the normies. And that means I have to exist on these platforms, which means I have to play stupid games. But also part of my goal is to not reach the normies and to produce good content for people that are already awake to the principles of voluntarism. That is my goal too. And I love you guys. And I really appreciate all of you joining me at like 1 a.m. or something for a random live stream just because I got pissed and I wanted to read this article to you. You guys are awesome. And I'm going to curate. I'm not stopping. I was talking to people about how this is like a decision point for me. Like, this is a great time. Hey, I just had a third of my, reach sort of deleted. This would be probably a good time to reevaluate and make sure this is what I want to keep doing. I am not quitting. I cannot quit. I cannot imagine my life when I not doing this. I will not. I don't care if I am shouting into a little tin can with one person listening on the other end. I will speak these principles until I'm dead. I kind of want to double down. I kind of want to now. It's like a freeing experience. Okay, Facebook, you tricked me into sort of censoring myself and softening my message for years, and you still banned me. It's kind of a freeing moment. It's like, oh, well, they've already banned me. What can they do to me now? Maybe I double down. Maybe I keep maybe I put out 3 videos a day that just utterly disassembles the Marxist ideology running Facebook and Twitter and all these companies right now. Maybe that's what they get. Sorry, I've been ranting and not reading comments. You guys are going at it. Please forgive me. Don't comply. Thinking about how much I self-censor because I was trained is what led my decision to never go back to Facebook. Yes, don't comply. That is exactly what I meant. Let it all hang out. Helicopter. You can't say helicopter on Google. All right. So he said in his article, if you get banned, you're banned from that category of content entirely. I wanted to share with you guys a little empathetic moment where you can see what it's looked like to just look at your entire business from the outside, stuck outside the glass, just like, smashed up against the glass, just remembering this thing that you built right in front of you that you can no longer touch or even... I just look at it from the outside. I can't see the reach numbers anymore. I can't see the comments or the shares. It's just, anyway, I can't look at this. So, the last thing he said in the article was something that I said 2 years ago on this channel, when PayPal banned, who was it? It was, Alex Jones. When PayPal demonetized, basically, it was a credit card processor that forced PayPal to cancel any Alex Jones income.
Roll up the sleeve, have the convulsion, and hail Satan.
And I told you that just at the same time as Alex Jones got taken down from his social media and from YouTube, and then he, after that, got demonetized. I don't know what the word for that would be. He debanked, maybe would be a good term for it. I told you that this was the canary in the coal mine. It's not like it was going to be a one-time thing. And not only would it not be a one-time thing, it was the first of many, and it would start happening more and more. And sure enough, that's exactly what's happening. And I don't think there's a market answer to the debanking yet. If you guys have heard of any projects or any banks that are sort of like non-political, because that's what people are wanting. They're not wanting Gab to come be the Republican Facebook or the Republican Twitter. Damn it. We don't need a Republican version of Twitter. We need a platform that is apolitical, that minds its own business. And with that, I mean, I'll show you Float. Float.app is my favorite social media. I feel like I shill them all the time, but look, it's the only one. It's the only sort of apolitical. It's run by a voluntarist who has a greater commitment to free speech than I can imagine. It's a little bit feature bare because it's brand new. You can't have like, there's no like friends list thing where you have like all the group stuff. I think they're probably working on that, but at least there's something where I can post things and know that the guy that running it is just like extremely free speech oriented. And then there's library. Like a lot of people are talking about BitChute as the alternative for YouTube. Guys, I've been having tons of problems publishing to BitChute. Like there are times when I try for a long enough time and I'm just like, screw it, BitChute just doesn't get this video. So if you're subscribed to us on BitChute, you are not seeing all of our videos. Library.tv is the best alternative video platform minus streaming. I don't see a good committed to free speech streaming platform available. If somebody knows of one, please let me know. Water Bottler says, if you're aligned with voluntarism or anarcho-capitalism, doesn't Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or any other company have the right to allow or disallow anyone who uses their service? At no time have I said that Facebook did not have the right to delete me. In fact, one of the reasons why I haven't, like so many other people, there are many reasons, and maybe we can talk about them, but I have not gone and created a sock account and got back on Facebook and, you know, took back control over my pages and started posting again because it's their property. If they don't want me there, what am I going to do? Cuck myself to Facebook and be like, okay, daddy, well, I'm going to sneak in under your door because I want back in, even though you don't want me here. I don't think so. They don't want me there. I don't want to be there. And you guys should not want me to be there either. Come on. Like I have to, but you know, there's other items on the list, right? Like I have to balance that against, look, I'm running a platform here. This is activism. I'm trying to reach normies and all of the normies are still on Facebook. So I might end up doing that just for those purposes. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that yet. But please, I just wanted to point out float.app and library.tv. Those are the best, hands down best, most feature-rich. Sorry, library is the most feature-rich alternative video platform that is also run by a voluntarist who is, you can check out, I have interviews with the heads of both of these companies, float.app and library.tv, on this channel, on Disenthrall, and you can sit there and watch me grill these CEOs on free speech, on what they will and won't allow, and they are as committed to this stuff, to not censoring, as you can imagine. Everything short of like straight up just like illegal, you know what I'm talking about stuff. Like everything but that. And then also, like the article said, you know, he talks about, make sure you have your own website where people can go to. Guys, we have disenthrall.me. You go to /platforms. You can see that we do not monopolize. We do not consolidate. We go everywhere for this purpose because, like I told you, we've known this is coming. This is not a surprise at all. I knew this was a thing. I knew this was coming. I did want to point out one new thing. And if you guys want, let me know. And I'll probably do a video on this specifically if you guys want to learn how to use it. But we have this new thing. Hopefully nobody's posted anything that'll get me banned. Let me just check before. I scrolled down. Okay, close enough. So what you're looking at here is a piece of software called Riot, which connects to a server called Matrix, a Matrix Synapse server, that is sort of like a replacement for Discord. Discord, for the people that aren't aware, is a community sort of voice chat, image sharing, hang out, make friends, have debates, have voice chats, play video games, stream, video, things like that with each other. But, them, like all the other big social media companies, did a big banning spree of the spacious Inuit dwelling topic, and lots of servers and friends of mine's accounts were just straight up deleted, and all their connections and all their friends and all that stuff was just gone in an instant, like happened to me with Facebook. And so what this is a decentralized sort of replacement for Discord. What that means is that there's a bunch of servers out there, and the servers can all talk to each other. I started running my own server that I own and that I control, and that no one can sort of take down or censor or get pissed off if I start utterly dismembering Marxism. And I've been in, it's only 3 days old. We're still kind of testing it, but so far it's working amazingly. We can have voice chats and text chats. It is as uncensored as I can afford it to be, obviously with the legal and the terrible, nasty stuff. Obviously that's not going to be allowed no matter where you go, especially near me. But there are starting to be viable alternatives, and I want to invite you guys to try them out. And when I mean viable, I don't just mean like shitty half-ass alternatives. I mean like Library can be a full-on replacement for YouTube, full stop, except for streaming. We need streaming. Matrix can just about be a full-on replacement for Discord, full stop, minus video game streaming. The video is just not there yet. Now you guys are going to start typing bad stuff because I got you on the stream. That's not okay. Social media is Float. It doesn't really have like the group stuff yet. It's getting there. So I'm not sure that we have a full-fledged alternative. There's Gab, but I am as unconfident that one day they're not going to start banning stuff that disagrees with their politics any more than the lefties, running Twitter and Facebook were. I'm not confident of that. There's been people banned, and Parler, there's people all over Twitter talking about getting banned, mostly lefties from that. So I'm not confident at all. But I just wanted to highlight that stuff. Okay, end rant. Read the article. Let me catch up on comments, and then we'll call the stream to a close here. They can hate speech these nuts. Yep. The Democrats are a bunch of commies, while the Democrats are a bunch of socialists. All right, guys. So next steps, man, I wish people would get off Facebook, but it's not going to happen because, like he said in that article, there is no other alternative. The network effect is too strong. If you want social media, there's really one place to get that. It's Facebook. Twitter is just a different kind of social media, but they also have a monopoly. They have the, hey, if you want to talk crap to famous people, they have that monopolized, and it's fun. But, you will be banned, and you will be banned not for breaking their rules. You will be banned for being who you are, a person that they don't want and that they don't like and that they don't approve of. So I guess my final call to action in this video is going to be, don't let these companies, stop letting, I'm not even going to say don't, I'm going to say stop, because if you're on Facebook, I really think you've probably already done it. Stop letting these companies manipulate who you are and to make you comport yourself into what they consider acceptable speech and acceptable, an acceptable person to be with acceptable positions. Just imagine, like 10 years ago, most people barely knew what a trans person was. And now, if you exist on social media, you are just constantly bombarded with that topic. That is nothing other than agitprop. That is just straight manipulation. How many people really have a trans person in their life that actually brings that topic to the forefront of people's mind? It's a small percentage. It's nowhere near as big as it would have been. These companies have actively changed society faster than it has ever been changed in the history of the species. In only a few years, they have completely changed the main topics that people think about. True, trans people have already existed. I'm not saying that they haven't. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that they have changed. They have utterly and completely changed the primary topics of conversation. And I'm not even saying necessarily for the better or worse. I'm just pointing out the power and the quantity of influence that they have. And I hope I haven't said it. See, that's the thing. Like, I just did it right there where I'm like, did I just say anything that would break any terms of service? No, it's not about that. It has nothing to do with the rules. It doesn't. It has to do about who I am. It's about who you are. And if you haven't been banned yet, you're either silent or you're not showing who you are or you're a Marxist. That's an exaggeration, of course, to a certain degree, but yeah, something to consider. All right, guys. I didn't want this to be a long and drawn out one, but there it is. Have a good evening. I'm gonna hang out over on our Matrix server this evening, play some video games. You guys are welcome to join it. Download the Riot IM client, Riot X if you're using your phone. Go to riot.im. You can download that client to your PC, for example. When you first start, it'll try and get you to create an account. If you just go straight into creating an account, you're going to be creating an account on the matrix.org public server. If you instead change that and choose a custom server, you can enter ours, which is disenthrall.me. Let me type that out for you guys so you can see what I'm saying. disenthrall.me as your custom server, and then create your account. And then you can join a privately ran and, short of just really nasty stuff, pretty free communication oriented platform. And you can hang out with us tonight and continue this conversation. You can also join our Discord server. You can find that at disenthrall.me/platforms. If you have Discord and that's easier for you, that is still available. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a great night.